So we let the internet, my internet, go ahead and let the recording process be fully loaded. We hope it starts in a minute. Okay, there we are. Let's go back to the PowerPoint. Neural tissue conducts electrical impulses, transmits, processes information, and is made up of nerve cells and nerve glue. So what are the parts of a neuron? Let's look at a picture. We'll get to neuroglial cells. So this is a multipolar neuron. It has dendrites, it has a cell body, it has an axon, and it has synaptic terminals. The axon carries the electrical signal from cell body to the end of the axon where you have synaptic terminals. A synapse is a junction between muscle and nerve, or two nerves. So you should be responsible for the cell body, the nucleus, dendrites, axon. The whole thing is called a neuron. Dendrites receive information from other axon terminals. So you can imagine another nerve with its synaptic terminals would form a synapse between these dendrites. And the nerve signal is carried into the cell body and away and will flow down the axon. Okay, cancel. So this nerve impulses only move in one direction, away from the cell body, along the axon toward the synaptic terminals. Okay. We'll be finishing up here. So tissues can be injured, mostly injured by the food we eat. The recent research is showing that eating meat and dairy leads to considerable excessive inflammation, because inflammation is a process that's supposed to increase blood flow, increase fluid around a damaged area, and so that the tissue can repair itself. The research is showing that meat and dairy cause excessive inflammation, and that leads to higher occurrence of diabetes, heart disease, and multiple diseases. I know this is heretical, or this is very, very against what's sold in the United States, but the dairy industry and the meat industry are destroying the planet and destroying us. I know you're not going to believe that. My son-in-law says, you'll have to shoot me to pull a steak out of my mouth. But the research continues, and I'm trying to go vegan, totally plant-based. There's a site called Forks Over Knives on Instagram, and websites that show how plant-based diets can be implemented with recipes, and how, for instance, type 2 diabetes can be reversed. So inflammation is an incredibly important process that normally leads to repair of an injury, but has now led to much inflammation. And when inflammation is chronic, you have antibodies that attack the inflamed tissue. And when I asked my cardiologist, what's the problem? He says, you got too much inflammation. I asked my pulmonologist, you got too much inflammation. In fact, my lungs, I'm having a big problem now with lung fluid. I have chronic inflammation, pulmonary fibrosis, and hypertensive arteriopathy, which means my arteries in my lungs have begun to deteriorate, and it's leading to higher blood pressure. So good luck, everybody. Become a vegan. And when you get asked, where am I get the protein? Oh, well, from beans and grains. Where do cows get the proteins. They eat the grass. So you can skip the cow, you can skip the chicken, you can skip the pig, because those animals are treated with so much cruelty, and they have so much waste that the planet is being destroyed by that waste. There's just too many of them. I know, well, if you want a better planet, you want to get rid of climate change, become a vegan. Okay, let's stop the recording now. Stop recording.